Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be doing this beautiful orange design. Let's get started. I'm going to be using these Zoeve acrylic powders. I'm using the color Shocking Orange, Peachy Nude, and the color Sunshine. This is one of my favorite colors. It is so bright and it looks good with nudes. I love how this orange looks with nude. I'm also going to be using this Zoeve acrylic in the number 20. So let's get started. I'm going to start by using the color Shocking Orange on the entire nail on the ring finger. For this nail design, you can really do it in any way you would like to. You can change the designs around on the fingers on the other hand. I think that looks really cute too. So I'm going to start by using one bead, and I am going to put that halfway on the nail, and I'm going to start to just build up the nail. As you can see, I am just using patting motions and swiping it down once I get to the end. So if you haven't already checked out my previous videos on my YouTube channel, Style LC, and on my IGTV on my Instagram, Style LC Beauty, and go ahead and check those out where I talk a little bit more on how to work with this Zoeve acrylic. In this video, I am draining my brush on my paper towel as soon as I pick up the acrylic, every time I pick it up. So in my previous videos, you can see I waited a minute when I was doing the one bead application. I felt like I kind of graduated from that step, and now I am draining my brush. And the biggest concern is, not to take too much liquid out or not taking enough liquid out when you're draining it. So I think I found a pretty good consistency to work with. So as you can see, I did 1, 2, 3, 4. I did like 5 beads or so on this nail. And I built it up and in a way that I don't have to use clear. Depending on the color, depending on the application, I feel like sometimes I don't need to use the clear, especially if my application is already smooth. If the application looks good on the cuticle area, I know I'm not going to have to file a lot, so I'm not going to disrupt the color. It has happened where I have used color acrylic, and then when it comes to filing, I file too much off, and it looks like it's missing pieces. So be careful when you are using color acrylic. Now I will get started on the ombre process. So I'm going to be using the color Sunshine, and I'm going to be putting that on the tip of the pinky and the pointer finger. So when I do this ombre, you'll see I'm going to place it in the middle of the nail, kind of where the nail tip meets the other nail, or the real nail, I guess. So I'm applying it, and then I realized that on this long nail, I kind of started it a little bit too low. I want the ombre to not be fully covering this nail. So I do add acrylic a little bit higher than I'm used to. So that was a little bit different for me. So I'm just applying to the tip as I regularly would. And this time I am doing stiletto nails or pointed tip nails. And I just wanted to see how application goes. I very rarely do this shape nail. So I was, just experimenting and just trying out different styles. So I added another bead up a little bit higher. Now you can see how much space I have left for the other color. So now that I did the pinky, I'm going to do the pointer finger, and I'm just going to do the same process. This video is edited into twice the speed, so I am not working this fast, just to let you know. So now that I finished the 2 nails, I'm going to go in and start my middle finger, and I'm going to do an ombre. So I am still learning the process of doing ombre. So after watching this video, I definitely should have placed this acrylic bead all the way to the cuticle. It would have made a much easier blend, but I didn't. So I added another bead on top, and it still ended up looking good. But now that I see my work when I'm editing my videos, I can really see what I'm doing, and I'm like, girl, no. So even if you don't want to make videos, I think it's still good to record yourself so you can see what you're doing. So I'm going to go back in with that same color. I'm going to start my ombre process. So I rarely do ombre, let alone ombre with color instead of white. So I knew this was going to be a little challenge for me, but I was excited to try it out because I had a vision in my head and I just kind of went with it. So when I do ombre, I am very particular on it. It has to blend. It has to be very smooth and gradient. So I wasn't really able to achieve it because I kept swiping my brush. It was good the first time, and then I kept going, and then I had to add more because the blend wasn't good. So I started working with the bead being a little bit more wet, and then that allows the acrylic to go smoothly. And then you just set it, and it just dries beautifully blended. So I do go over it a few times on this first finger that I did the ombre on. So I just made it to the point where I was happy with it. Everyone does it differently. Some people like more of a noticeable ombre. Some people like it a little bit less noticeable. So it really depends on your preference. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. It's not the best, but it looks pretty good. It ends up looking a lot smoother once you apply the clear. So on all the nails, I end up encapsulating all of the nails, but I only show you how I encapsulate on the ring finger. So I'm going to finish up this ombre on the pinky. So you can see where I am placing the bead, the first bead, and then the next cuticle bead. You can see that I'm working with the product a little bit more wet. It just allows the ombre to be a lot more smooth and uniform from side to side. And like I said, I like my ombres. I'm very particular when it comes to it, so I do have to kind of mess with it a little bit until I'm happy with it. So that's just me, and until I do it a little bit more, I'll be more comfortable. So I'm going to use this glitter, and I'm going to do an ombre. So I did an ombre with the pink, and then I'm doing an ombre with the glitter. And where they meet in the middle is where it's going to blend. Instead of doing the entire nail pink and then adding the glitter, I still wanted it to be clear halfway through the nail. So I did kind of like an ombre nail. But I did it backwards. I feel like I should have done the glitter first and then encapsulated it and then put over the pink on top, or the nude on top. But it still worked this way. There's many ways. There's never a right or wrong way. So, well, there could be wrong ways, but it just depends on how you want to do it. But I kind of realized that until I watched this video. So I wish I would have done it that way. So now I'm going to get the same glitter, and I'm going to put this on the ring finger. I'm not doing any real design on it. I'm just doing it across the nail, and I left a little space in the middle of the nail where I'm going to be adding my acrylic flower. So I did keep that in mind when I was placing this little glitter. So now I'm going to encapsulate the nail. And how I encapsulate this nail is how I encapsulate every single nail. So I'm going to work the acrylic up to the cuticle and try to perfect it as much as I can. I did file the nails, so you don't have to be that perfect, but try to get it as smooth as you can so that your work comes out a lot cleaner. So I am going to let it set, and then I'm just going to drag it. You can see it's still a very moldable consistency. When you're encapsulating, you do want to do it a little bit more wet, but I find that when I still do it a little bit more wet, it doesn't give me the shape that I like. So now I'm going to use Zoe top coat. I'm going to use the matte top coat and the gloss top coat. I love how ombre looks when it is matte. So I'm going to do matte on the two ombre nails. And this is after I shaped and buffed them. So you can see this is a very nice gel polish. It is thick. It's not too runny, which is the type of gel polish that I like. It just makes application a lot easier. And once those nails are done, I'm going to cure it, and you can see how beautiful and matte they are. And then I'm going to do a shiny top coat on the middle two nails. And it really brings out the glitter and makes it look so beautiful. And this is a no wipe top coat, so you don't have to clean it with alcohol when you're done. It is very, very nice to apply. It's very smooth, and I've been trying really hard to keep all nails clean so that no fuzzies go in it, because that is one of my biggest pet peeves. So now I'm going to cure these nails, and this is the final look. I'm just going to add the 3D acrylic flower. I have some videos on my channel, on my Instagram, if you would like to see how I do the acrylic flower. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. And in this next clip, this is the acrylic flower. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.